Alright, welcome back to another Lazy Man prospecting, gold prospecting from the couch in the air condition. Today we've got golden pay dirt that we're going to be running. These are small bags. This is Museum Specimen Chase Nugget Reserve, and it's from Golden Pay Dirt. Anyhow, let's get to running some dirt. Alright. I see a little speck of color already. Not very big, but gotta clear this bottom of the sluice box out. The tailings pile up at the bottom pretty quickly, so just gotta keep those knocked down so that these little pockets down here stay open and available to catch some gold. They're too clogged up, then it'll just roll right over it. But probably gonna rerun this pay dirt at least 2-3 times anyway, so we lose a little in the tailings, it'll be okay. We'll rerun it in the near future. And I noticed these smaller bags seem to have a lot more rocks in them. Looks like we got a few little pieces in there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it, or actually we'll just bring you guys in here. See if you can see. Up in there. You can see the see if I can't point them out. Where's my finger? There's a piece over here. I don't want to put my finger there, it kind of moved me to the edge. But yeah, you can see there's a couple little pieces in the grooves there, and down at the bottom if I could get the lighting right. Right down in there. Shiny piece. Anyway, we got 3 more to run, so let's get back to running. There we go. Get focus back in. Yeah, and these are all the same Museum Specimen Chase from Golden Pay Dirt. Let me actually run and grab a rag so I can dry my hand after clearing out all those rocks. Be right back. Yeah, let's go ahead and clear some of these. We can run the most or half the bag at least before it gets clogged again. And it just fills up real quick because this is a little mini sluice that I got, I think off Amazon. They're like 10 or 15 bucks. And that's this part with all the ribs, and it's got little pockets in here, here, here. And then there's even more ribs down here on the bottom, down here. But yeah, and this is just an old aquarium pump. And I use a little bit of jet dry, the dishwasher stuff. It helps cut the water tension, because believe it or not, there's tiny little flake gold that will float if you don't have a way to cut that surface tension, which jet dry seems to work just fine. Oh, there's a nice another little piece. Yeah, and I call this lazy man prospecting because you know, a lot of guys go out, drive to the creek or river and shovel and pan, and you know, I've done that a couple times and I didn't have a ton of luck. But I didn't go too far from home either. If I went further north, I'd probably have better luck. Up in Cherokee County or Dahlonega, up that way. Well, I was working on this one job site up in Dawsonville, and you know, it's considered Lumpkin County, but we were doing a job up on this mountain, and construction, but they were doing maintenance on the machine, the loader, and so I had a little bit of time to kind of explore, goof off a little bit till they finished that, and I was just walking around the site where we're working at, and found this well, it looked like a quartz vein, and it was kind of fractured. But I know from a lot of the prospectors and geologists that I've watched, you know, they say that, you know, that's where gold forms, is in the quartz veins. But I was just looking at so I pulled a piece of that quartz up, just kind of kicked it with my shoe to break it loose, and pulled it up, and I rinsed it off, and was looking at it last night, and it actually looks like there's a couple little pieces of gold in it, which I thought was pretty fascinating. But I guess that's why they say gold is where you find it. I mean, unless you're like me and want to prospect in the air condition from the comfort of your own couch. Which, you know, I mean, it's been raining out there past few days, so it's probably a muddy mess, but it's been pretty warm up until, you know, yesterday and today. Alright, we'll clear this out, and then we'll run the next one. Oh, we got a nice little chunk over there. Look at that. Let me clear this and dry my hands, and I'll bring you guys in so you can see. what we got so far. We're halfway point. We got through 2 of the little bags, and we got 2 more to go. Just move some of these tailings out of the way. Kind of muddies the water a bit, but you know. There's several pieces actually. Huh. Alright, well, we'll unplug this real quick just so you can get a better view. Bring it around here this way. Yeah, you can see there's several pieces in there. And even there's a couple of small pieces I think that got down in these. I know the glare from the lights kind of makes it a little bit difficult to see. But yeah, there's some decent little pieces so far. Anyways, which way? There it is. Let's see. Let me grab my hands. We'll see if we can zoom in a little bit better. I'll turn it this way. That's probably better right there. You can catch the top and not have to see all the tailings and see the top a little bit better. Alright, let's keep it going. We're at 12 minutes. And we'll get plug the pump back in. Alright, we'll keep it running. If you've watched any of my other Lazy Man gold prospecting from the couch videos, you might have seen or heard me talk about my biggest find so far. It's about 0.4, 0.5 little nugget. It's pretty nice. I'm impressed. The biggest piece I've found so far. Hoping to break that record any day now. I got probably about 25, 30 pounds of pay dirt, and I still got to run after I finish with these small bags. I kind of changed it up, went with some variety on this batch. I wanted to see if these smaller bags were any better holding some gold. The company that I'm getting the pay dirt from, Golden Pay Dirt, they're out of Virginia, so it's not too far. Oh, there's a nice little piece of dirt. We'll go ahead and run these other 2 bags in and I'll show you the results after. Alright, 3 down, 1 to go. There's a decent little line of pieces in there. I don't know if there's any pickers, but and I ain't seen no nuggets yet out of these. I mean, nothing, you know, to top the biggest one that I've found so far. But maybe this will be the bag. Maybe we'll find a big old nugget. Never know. Gotta run it. Well, that was a heavy pour there. Yeah, like I said, I'm rerunning all this. At least another time or two, but maybe twice. Oh, there's a decent little picker. Did it move? It wasn't that first little slot up there. Maybe it just rolled to the edge. Yeah, usually on the first run is trying to find any of the big pieces. Oh, there's a piece way down there. I guess it's from the heavy pouring. But anyhow, yeah, just trying to see if there's any nuggets or pickers or the bigger pieces on this first run, and then if I rerun it, then I'll be a little bit more meticulous and pour a little slower and clear the tailings a little bit more often. But the way I see it, it's all gonna get ran a time or two anyway. Maybe even 2 or 3 times, depends, I guess. We've had a lot of rain over the past several days, so it's yeah, it's giving me time to run some gold. Oh, there's gold way down there. That's why I need to keep this thing clean. I don't want it tumbling over and getting in the sand, but like I said, we're gonna rerun all this anyway, so it ain't that big of a deal. Push the tailings down. And let's pull the plug on this pump so we can get a better view. Alright, let me dry my hand. Yeah, the water is looking pretty cloudy. Alright, so let's see, that's the very bottom. Alright, there we go. So there's a nice piece right in there. Looks like that's another piece right there. That one over there is pretty big. I don't see any nuggets in the bottom. Let's see. Looks like we got a little bit in there. Right in there. There's another piece right there. And keep in mind, there's another little one there. We already pointed that one out. And a lot of the times it'll hide under some of these other rocks. There's another little piece right there. And then we got more up there. Come on, go into focus. There you go. Another piece right there. Another piece right there, a decent piece right there. Some up here in this top corner. A little piece there. There. Come on, go back in focus. There it is, finally. Yep, that's 4 of the little bags, and yeah, we'll just end it there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and If you did, please leave a like. If you see anything that I should do differently or that you enjoy about the videos, then you know, leave me a comment and a like, and if you subscribe, then you'll get notified whenever the next Lazy Man prospecting video comes out, so you can not have to look for it. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day and good week. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Until then.